Hey everyone, this is Alex. I'm here with Kevin, and we are going to show you the top secret proprietary Masterskya warm-up. Okay, it's really difficult, so make sure you follow along so you don't get hurt before class. Okay, so first we're going to have our hands on the hips, and we're going to go neck up and down just like this. So we're going to do this up and down just for a few times, and then we're going to switch. We're going to go side to side. After we do side to side a few times, then we're going to do a circle. We're going to circle one way, and then we're going to circle the other way. After the neck is warmed up, then we're going to transfer to the arms. So we're going to make big arm circles going forward. So the purpose of this warm-up is just to have a dynamic stretching of all of the joints of the body, right? So it's super easy, it's super light, and also it gets you started for the class, right? So now we're going to do shoulders back. As soon as we do the shoulders back, everything is going to be about 5 to 8 reps. There's no exact number. You're going to go side to side. When we're going to side, notice Kevin's toes, notice my toes. For a full rotation, we go on our tippy toe as if we're putting out a cigarette. Not that any of us smoke, of course. All right. So we're going to do that a few times. Now we're going to stretch out the obliques. So we're going to go side to side just like this. Okay. After a few of those, we're going to go for the large hip rotations. 4 or 5 on one side, and 4 or 5 the other side. And it's very important to be as loose and as relaxed as possible while you're doing all of this. After the hip rotations, now we're going to go to the knees. We're going to grab our knees. We're going to go forward and backwards a few times. Our back is straight. We're hinging right at the waist. And now we're going to do circles inward. After a few circles of inward, now we're going to go circles outward. From here, we're going to transfer to a deep squat. So our back is going to be as straight as possible. We're keeping our whole foot on the floor. So try not to have your heels come up off the floor. Stay here. Now you're going to put your elbows inside of your knees, and you can stretch yourself out, and you can move around a little bit. Our back is straight. We're not hunched over, right? As soon as you do that, now we're going to put our hands on the floor, and we're going to gently sit to the butterfly position. In the butterfly position, we can move our legs around. We want to move side to side. And if you need a better stretch, you can use your elbows to push on your knees, just like this. Okay? As soon as you're ready, the hands are going to go behind the back. Your feet are going to come out forward. Your feet are not going to move. Your feet are going to stay in place, and you're going to do what many people call 90-90. So you're going to circle your knees towards the floor on one side. The feet don't move, and now the knees go to the opposite side. So this is great rotational inward and outward for the hips and the knees. So we're going to do this a few times. After a few of those, we're going to go onto our back. We're going to hug our knees to our chest, and we're going to open up our knees as much as we can. To make ourselves feel good, we can also rock forward and back. And now we're going to finish up the warm-up with a few more exercises. The first is going to be the bridge. So I'm going to talk about the bridge with Kevin. So Kevin, can you rotate this way, please? And come a little bit closer to me, right over here. So we're going to do 10 bridges. Kevin, slide a little bit more this way, please, towards me. This way. Yeah. So it's very important, guys. The reason I asked Kevin to slide over is because I want everybody to see his feet. When he's bridging, his ball of the foot, his pinky toe, and his heel cannot move. They have to stay glued into the floor. So as Kevin does the bridge, notice his foot. Go ahead, Kevin. Exactly. So this foot does not move. Now he's getting his hips as high as possible. Now his hips are going to come down. And now he's going to go into the other direction. So it's very important, come back, Kevin, that his heels are as close to his butt as possible. Eventually, you want to make your heels touch your butt. So Kevin, come in as much as you can. Exactly. The further his heels are from his butt, the less height he's going to be able to get. So he needs to walk his heels as much as he can, and he needs to keep his feet glued to the floor at all times. Sometimes when I see people doing bridges, Kevin, come up for a second, I'm going to demonstrate. I see their feet kind of moving, and I see the feet coming off the floor. Anytime the feet disconnect from the floor, you're losing stability. So your feet have to stay glued, and you want to walk your feet in as much as you can. My feet are glued to the floor, and now I can explode up left, and I can explode right. Okay, let's do 10 of those, Kevin. So perfect. 2, 4, and that's 10. Awesome. So after we did 10 of those, now we're going to go in for the triangles. So we're going to start in the seated position. And as Kevin rocks back, he's going to generate enough momentum to bring his hips all the way up, and he's going to cross his ankle underneath his knee. He's going to come back down, and he's going to do it again. When you're doing the triangle, guys, you want to flex both of your feet and you want to lock the triangle up. You want to finish the triangle lock. Okay, so let's go for 10 of those, Kevin. Nice. 2. That was 6. And that's 10. Beautiful. Next is going to be a hip escape. There are several hip escapes, and actually recently there's been a modification to the hip escape. We're going to show both. You need to know how to do both. So the first hip escape, I'm going to demonstrate the first one, Kevin, is going to look like this. I'm going to be flat on my back. I'm going to have both of my heels close to my hips, close to my butt. My hands are on the inside, and I'm going to choose a side. I'm going to make one of my legs straight. The leg that's bent is going to lift my hip up. Now I'm going to imagine that there's a string holding my hips, and it's going to be pulling my hips to the outside. As that's happening, I'm going to reach for my toes. Notice that my foot does not leave the floor. This is a pivot point to bring myself back. Now on the other side, watch this foot. My hip comes up. I'm going to escape my hip, and I'm going to go this way. And I'm trying to be as relaxed as I can. Keeping my foot in place is going to ensure that I stay in place. I can absolutely do hip escapes where I'm moving down the mat, but a lot of times, since there's not enough space, I need to know how to do it in place. So hips come up one way, hips come up the other way. The second way to do the hip escape, which is really important for guard retention, is going to be doing the hip escape off of the inside foot. So Kevin is going to do the same side, but now instead of pushing with his outside foot, he's going to push with his inside foot. He's going to use his pinky toe to push the floor and bring his hips all the way out. Now he's going to use that pinky to pivot himself back in, and then he's going to do the opposite side. So the motion is exactly the same, except he's using the opposite leg to push the floor. So he can go left side, and he can go the right side. Exactly. Okay, so 10 of those. So every movement, guys, we do 10. Okay, so 10 bridges, 10 triangles, 10 hip escapes. After, we do 3 more movements. The first is the egg beater. So Kevin is going to be on his back. He's going to flex his feet. His knees are going to be wider than his shoulders, and he's going to be drawing circles towards the outside with his ankles. Go ahead, Kevin. Nice. So as he's doing it, notice his knee and his hips are moving as well. So it's not only the ankles, okay? So we're going to do 10 outward, and then he's now going to switch for 10 inward. So now the circles are coming inward. So it's 1 foot at a time, just like wax on, wax off. So 10 and 10. Perfect. Now we're going to do 10 get-ups and then 10 swivels. So the get-up is going to be from the butterfly position. Kevin is going to be in a butterfly. He's going to be seated on one hip. Go ahead, Kevin. Beautiful. Now all of his weight is going to be on the bottom leg, and now his top leg is going to be light, and he's going to bring himself up. He's going to sit back down. He's going to switch his feet, and now he's going to bring himself up. Beautiful. 2. Let's go for 10, Kevin. That's 6, and that's 10. Perfect. The last one is going to be the swivels, or we call them the Hicks and Gracies. I saw it in the movie Choke, the documentary Choke with Hicks and Gracie, and that's where we took it from. So it's a great way to finish up. So you're going to come into the yoga pigeon pose with your hand in front of your knee and the second hand in front of your ankle. You're going to bring your chest directly over your shin. You're going to lift your body. Your butt is going to be the pivot point. You're going to swing your legs in front of you, and now you're going to lean into the opposite side. It's very important, guys, that you're not leaning over the knee, that your hand is over the knee and the other hand is over the ankle, and now your body goes down over the shin. I'm going to lean up, and now I'm going to swivel to the opposite side. Okay? So this whole warm-up, starting from the feet to the ground, is going to last anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes, depending on how fast you go and depending on just the speed of the exercises and how many reps you're doing. But it's what we do in every single class, and it's our way to start, and it's a great full body mobility, both warm up and drill, and it's going to get you ready for class and for all the movements that you're going to perform on our mats. Thank you, everybody.